On this episode of Epic Phill Reviews, we move over to Walt Disney World's Art of Animation Resort. Hi all, welcome back to Epic Phill's Reviews, where we're reviewing hotels in Orlando, Florida, as I said before, where a lot of us would like to get back to, or people who may want to visit for the very first time. So the idea of this show is I'm reviewing hotels in the Orlando area, from International Drive, from Universal to Disney, and anywhere else you can think of. Now, before we go any further, could you please subscribe to my network, Epic Phill? Could you also give this video a like, a thumbs up? It gets it out to more people. It helps the algorithm somehow. And comment below if you've stayed here before or you would like to stay here in the future. Or if you just basically disagree or agree what I bring up on here. Now, as I said before, if there's any hotel you would like me to review for you, you can either do it in the Facebook groups where I do comment a lot, or you can either do it yet again on YouTube. Comment below, say a hotel in the Orlando area, and I promise, try and get around to it. Now, at this point, quickly explain to people who've never watched before, we start off with a YouTube video where we basically see what's going on in the vicinity of the hotel and see the hotel itself. We move over to TripAdvisor, quickly look at the amenities, go down to reviews, and we do 6 reviews, especially when I get it right. There's 2 awesome, 2 average, and 2 really bad. Eventually, we move over to Google Maps, where we have a quick overlook of the area and see what's around. Finally, we get into my part of the show, where I review myself. I have a look of what I've read, what I've seen, and I've actually stayed at this hotel, I believe, 3 times. So I think I can have a fair review on this hotel. So anybody, right, shall we quickly, as I say, move across to YouTube? As I say, the video is from WDW Bound, so please go and check the video out on their YouTube as well. Give it a thumbs up on them and go and subscribe to them. It's a great little YouTube page. So here we go. Yet again, guys, great news. You don't have to hear much from me because there's a lot of talking in this video, so you don't have to hear me talking much.
Everybody, it's Alyssa with WDW Bound, and today we're talking about the Art of Animation Resort at Walt Disney World. This is considered a value resort, so you can expect kind of typical amenities here with some major Disney theming. The theming of this resort is obviously animation with bright colors and cool concept art all throughout the lobby area. This resort is located near the Pop Century Resort, which shares access to the Skyliner. Now, the Skyliner is a major selling point to this resort. If you're unfamiliar with the Skyliner, it's essentially gondolas that can take you to both Hollywood Studios and Epcot. Once you board the Skyliner at your resort, you'll be taken to the transfer station at the Caribbean Beach Resort. There, you'll disembark and decide if you want to go to Hollywood Studios or Epcot. Again, we're really pleased with this method of transportation. If you're afraid of heights, like me, it may make you a little antsy, but to be honest, it's totally safe. Alright, so back to the resort itself. So let's talk basics. So this is a value resort that has standard rooms as well as family suites that can sleep up to 6 guests. There are 4 total sections of this resort. Finding Nemo, which is the main area and would be considered the preferred area because of its proximity to the Big Blue Pool and the food court, as well as Lion King, The Little Mermaid, and Cars. With all value resorts, the theming is going to be big and bold. You'll find huge statues of your favorite Disney characters scattered throughout the resort, which make for awesome photo ops. The Lion King section also has a play area designed to look like the elephant graveyard, which I find pretty hilarious, considering Simba is told specifically not to play there. The car section of the resort is also relatively close to the food court and the lobby and has its own dedicated pool with awesome cozy cone cabanas to relax in while your kiddos enjoy the water. Again, the theming at this resort is top notch, and the giant character models are almost an attraction of themselves. I am always floored with the details. I mean, Disney does it right. You'll feel like you're at Radiator Springs without even leaving the resort. The final section of the resort that we're going to talk about is the one we actually recently stayed in, which is themed to the Little Mermaid. Again, you'll find huge character statues throughout this section of the resort. And when I say huge, I mean 4 stories tall, huge. And also, coincidentally, this section also has its own dedicated pool. Since we got to stay here a little while ago, we'll conclude this video with a room tour. As a party of 2, this room was extremely comfortable. The beds and pillows were nice, and we felt we had plenty of room for just the 2 of us. We stayed in a room with a king bed, and they also offer rooms with 2 doubles, just in case you need it. Overall, we thought the theming of this room was absolutely adorable, and it's always been a hashtag goal of mine to stay in these rooms since Little Mermaid just so happens to be my favorite Disney movie. The bathroom situation is pretty typical of a value resort, with a curtain separating the room from the bathroom area and a door that partitions off the toilet and the shower. The water pressure was excellent, which is always a +1 in my book. And I'm not gonna lie, but I'm gonna need somebody to talk me out of wrapping my shower walls with Ariel's grotto wallpaper. Just saying. They've also upgraded these rooms to the refillable toiletries rather than the individual, and I have to brag on Disney for their COVID sanitation protocols. You know Disney's going to do it right no matter what, and I really appreciate the extra steps that they take to ensure your safety during your stay. All the high-touch items like the toiletry dispensers, TV remote, things of that nature were all covered in plastic with a clean sticker to show that it had been sanitized before your arrival. They also had this sign that showed you the enhanced cleaning procedures that they took prior to your arrival as well. So overall, we really enjoyed our stay at Art of Animation Resort and recommend it for both adults and kids alike. Thank you so much for watching. We hoped you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give us a thumbs up and a subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you next time.
And as I say, people, go and subscribe to WDW Bound on YouTube. Quite a lot of good videos on there to watch. So, as I said, yep, best one to watch there is go to WDW Bound and subscribe and give that video a like, thumbs up, please. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move over to TripAdvisor, obviously, and have a look at what's going on in TripAdvisor. So, what we start with is Disney's Art of Animation Resort. It's got over 8,500 reviews, nearly 4.5 out of 5. So that's pretty good. It's 1850 Animation Way, Lake Buena Vista, Orlando, Florida, 32830 844 8400, not 844. It does have a phone number of 001 407 305 2491. You can also on TripAdvisor click onto it and visit the hotel's website. Now, people, if you're wondering why I never show any prices myself, it's pretty simple. I just think if I put prices up, they can change, and I don't know when people are going to see these videos, and they may not be correct, and I don't know what country you're watching from. So anyway, let's have a look at this hotel. So as I said, 4.5 out of 5 on the reviews. That's brilliant. The hotel amenities in a minute, but let's have a quick read of this. Be surrounded by artistic enhancements and magic of Walt Disney and Disney's Pixar movies. Stay at the Disney Resort Hotel that invites you to explore the storybook landscapes seen in such classics as Finding Nemo, Cars, The Lion King, and The Little Mermaid. From delightfully themed family suites to wondrous detailed courtyards, Disney Art of Animation draws you and your family in to become part of some of the most animated favourites. Now, before I go any further, the video we watched only showed the standard Little Mermaid room. As it's alluded to, there are family suites. Well, I've stayed in all 3 of them. I've stayed in the Cars, Finding Nemo, and the Lion King suite. I'll tell you at the end which ones I preferred and why. But they all have the same layout. They both have sofa pull-out beds, one of them table beds. When it's a table and then you pull it down, it's a nice sized bed. And then you've got another room with another queen size bed in. The room also has microwave, TV, a mini fridge. And the biggest part of it, there's 2 bathrooms, one with a walk-in shower and one with a bath and shower. Anyway, property amenities. There's parking, not free though. Free internet. There's 1, 2, 3, I believe 3 pools. There's a bar lounge that's at the pool side. That's actually near the Finding Nemo pool. Games room, entertainment staff, children's activity, kid friendly, and kids club. The room features. You do have blackout curtains, air conditioning, housekeeping, safe, wake up services, alarm clock, refrigerator, and flat screen TV. Room types. No smoking in these rooms. There's suites, and as I said, there's family rooms. The hotel class is actually a 3 out of 5 stars. Language is spoken. It says Spanish, but clearly it's Spanish and English. Hotel style is a family resort and, well, just basically family. So what we're going to do now, as per normal, is we're going to move over to the reviews. Start off with the excellent ones, 2 excellents, and then move across to the average and on and on. So Greg M wrote this on April 2021. AOA redeemed. This is my second review of this resort. The first time we stayed here, we were in the Little Mermaid room. My review of that room was not flattering. This time, due to overbooking, we were moved into a car suite from the original resort. I knew that we were getting a bigger room with an upgrade, and we were staying a week on this trip, so I was willing to give the resort another shot. I'm glad I did. The room was great. There was plenty of space for us to spread out. The kids loved the theming. The pool area was clean and felt safe. The whole experience was much better than last time I stayed here. Interesting. The next one is KK Johnson 521, April 2021. Pleasant surprise. I normally stay at a Disney luxury resort, but decided to give this hotel a try due to their available family suites. We stayed in the car family suite. The resort theme extremely well done. The room was large and comfortable. The pools are great with many lifeguards paying close attention. Disney did not disappoint with this one. Will return. So now we're going to move over to average and have a nice little read. So we've got Kyle R wrote this. What would be today for people, that is 2nd of May 2021. Reasonably priced and you get what you pay for. I went with my family, which is my wife, our 5-year-old daughter and our 2-year-old son. First, you can't really compare Disney hotels to non-Disney hotels. Sure, you might get a bigger room or nicer sheets at a non-Disney hotel for the same price as this, but you came to Disney for Disney, and nowhere else can compete with that. Simply the aura of being in Disney gives all the Disney resorts a unsurmountable advantage over any outside hotel. So I simply reviewing this hotel based on itself, not compared to others. We paid under $200 per night, 4 nights. We stay in the Little Mermaid standard room. The resort itself is close to the Wild World sports area and a short distance from the parks. We checked in through the app in advance and called the morning on arrival to... Went on forever, I didn't know that. Arrival to blah da 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 da. Resort to Wales of small distance, and we checked in for the advance morning arrival to request our room be available before a 3 o'clock check-in time, and we were told that our room would be available early. We got there around 2 o'clock and our room hadn't been assigned to us yet, so we called again and we were told it would be ready very soon. We decided to walk around the resort while we waited in our room and ended up being ready exactly at 3 o'clock. I presume they mean 3 p.m. So it's obviously it wasn't ready early like we were told it would be, but oh well. First thing from the parking area of our room was about 100 yards, so it was a bit far trying to balance suitcase and 2 small children, and the lobby is about a quarter mile from the Little Mermaid room, so it's not as simple as grabbing the luggage cart. God, this is a big one, peeps. The room itself is decorated with Little Mermaid stuff, so the kids liked it. The beds are raised up and about 2.5 feet, which allows the room to store luggage and folded strollers. The downside of the floor is hard wood, and if a child falls, they're most likely to get hurt. We actually put a few spare pillows on the floor just in case one of the kids rolled off the bed in the middle of the night. There's a mini fridge taking up half the dresser under the TV, but it was a good to keep waters cold. The vanity area is separated from the rest of the room by a curtain that you can pull across. This helps block light at night and allows for privacy, but doesn't help with the sound, so you have to be very quiet at night. The bathroom has a toilet with an extremely loud flush that sounds like a toilet from an aeroplane. I understand they want to avoid toilets getting stopped up, but it seems excessive. If you flush in the middle of the night, you'll definitely wake up everyone in the room. The bathtub shower was nice. Honestly, the room is your basic hotel room, just decorated with Little Mermaid stuff. Our room was a corner and pretty close to the elevators and ice vending area, so we could hear people at all hours. Was a bit annoying. The pool in the Little Mermaid area was nice, but we didn't actually use it, or the main pool by the lobby. On the lobby subject, the Little Mermaid room was not close to the lobby. They are a good quarter of a mile walk from the lobby. The only restaurant is also at the lobby. Since things are still mostly closed due to COVID, you order food in the app on your phone, and when you get to the restaurant, you click the button saying you're there and wait until it tells you that your food is ready. You also can click the button saying that you're there until you're actually there, so it adds some additional waiting time. For this reason, we only ate there once for breakfast. The breakfast was actually pretty good, but nothing special. One night we left the park without eating dinner, so decided to order pizza. The delivery driver said security wouldn't allow them to come to our room, only to the lobby. After a long day at the park, I didn't feel like walking all the way to the lobby, so I drove to the lobby to get the pizza, and then I drove back to our room. So yeah, the proximity of the Mermaid rooms to the lobby kind of sucks. Regarding transportation, oh my god, it still goes. One of the key features mentioned regarding the Art of Animation Resort is the availability of the Skyliner. It's basically a skylift gondolier and takes you to and from Hollywood Studios or Epcot. It's pretty cool and the kids loved it. But again, it's near the lobby, so it's a long walk from the Mermaid rooms. On a broader level, transportation options at Disney area aren't that great. The Skyliner only takes you to and from 2 parks and a few resorts. Damn, you want everything at your doorstep. The monorail is only useful for Magic Kingdom. There are buses, but they require you to fold up strollers, and especially now the lines can be pretty long in the morning and evening. We actually drove from the resort to Animal Kingdom and Magic Kingdom because it was most convenient and parking is free. Why are you minding them? If you're staying at a Disney resort, there's actually signs at the resort recommending guests drive to the park instead of using other transportation options. That would be down to COVID. When parking, it's generally a pretty long walk from the parking lot to the entrance for each park. For Magic Kingdom, you park and walk in your monorail, which takes you to the entrance to Magic Kingdom. It seems like Disney couldn't figure out a convenient transportation for parking options. To summarise, here's the pros and cons. Before I go any further, I can't stand people who keep on moaning. It's a massive resort. Not every room's going to be near the lobby, near transportation. That is just what happens, unfortunately. And as he said, you can drive and park free at the theme parks. And then he's moaning how big the theme park car parks are. Well, these theme parks take thousands and thousands of people in and things like that. So the car parks are going to be big as well. So try and get there early if you want a very close parking spot. Rant over. Pros. Staying at Disney is an experience you can't beat. You can't be beat. The experience itself gives Disney Resort on an advantage. Price. This resort has a lot of amenities that are tough to find in this price range. The Skyliner is cool and convenient, but bar from the Mermaid rooms only goes to the 2 parks. Don't book the Mermaid room again, mate. Cons. The Mermaid rooms are far from the lobby. I think he wasn't happy where the Mermaid rooms were. Main pool and Skyliner. The rooms are basic, and what do you expect from an inexpensive motel? Well, that is the motel part of the hotel, I must say. get a family suite and you're actually in a hotel part and you're closer to the lobby. The beds are raised off the ground, creating a full hazard for children. Oh, maybe you just like a low bed. Housekeeping was almost non-existent, but that's because of COVID. Due to modified cleaning regime due to COVID, they only gave us the new tower and took out the trash on one day out of the 4 we were there. The transportation options in general aren't great. Be prepared to drive to Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom and have a long walk from the park area to the entrance of each park. I don't know about walking. Don't get it. So would I stay again? Probably not. That doesn't shock me. It's too far for you to walk. This resort falls in a strange middle ground when compared against other Disney resorts. If you're just looking to save money and have a place to sleep each night, go to the All-Star Pop Century Resort, and they're typical little less expensive. If you're looking for a convenient location and nicer experience, go to one of the nicer resorts that aren't spread out and access to amenities doesn't require a long walk. There's that long walk again. The resort options at Disney are extensive and you should be able to find better options than this one. As I was saying, Carl was not happy with walking. So we now move on to Amphro 92, April 2021. Nice one of the suites there as well, looks like. My son and I stayed at the Little Mermaid room for 5 nights last month. It was very comfortable with fun theming. Our only complaint was the bathroom door was almost impossible to fully close. The grounds are nice and we thought the movie themed decor throughout the resort was really cool. The Skyliner stops there and we loved flying off to Hollywood Studios and Epcot. Even the lines, the wait was not bad and the ride was pleasant. The not so pleasant, we requested a room on top level away from the elevators to get the quietest room possible due to my son's insomnia. Now, I know a request is not guaranteed, but we received a 3rd floor room next to the elevator, whoops, despite the fact we were plenty of other rooms available. Our impression is that there was no effort whatsoever to accommodate our preferences. As a result, the people above us stomped around the floor for hours at night, and we heard people coming from and going to the elevator as well. In addition, the food and landscape flavours were absolutely terrible. We would recommend bringing your own food or eating elsewhere daily. I must admit the food court's not great. So let's move across to terrible. So the first one is Jenna T. wrote April 2021. It's a long one and I love a good rant. There's got some stains already. We're only about 2 hours from Disney, so we're freaking to a lot of due to being pass holders. Pass holders, they think they deserve everything better than everyone else. So here we go. We wanted to surprise my son to be 7-year-old a Disney hotel experience. Plus, since we wanted to surprise my soon-to-be 7-year-old Phill experience, and plus, since she loves The Little Mermaid, we decided to book this room. When I made the reservation on the phone, there out a note that I want a room that no one has been in for the last 24 to 48 hours. Checked in around 7 p.m. and they said this is impossible, and I said how when I was told that over the phone this would not be an issue. Got to the room. It was cute, very small, but it would do again. My daughter loves A Little Mermaid and that's where we're celebrating with her. The next morning my daughter's getting ready and my husband says that on the floor is a mixture of black hair and black curly hair. All on the floor, probably one little mound. My daughter and I have blonde hair. Needless to say, we were disgusted by hair. They cleaned up. Went to take a shower and it looks like dried up vomit in the shower walls. Now that is disgusting. The hotel manager that oversees the cleaning crew said he came to the room and looked like the bad soap scum and chemicals cleaning crew used wasn't the correct cleaning chemicals. So you mean to tell me showers weren't cleaned correctly? Oh dear. He was mortified and embarrassed to tell me this. He said he would move us to another room. I said we were walking to the Skyliner and won't be back until late, and this wasn't possible. He ended up crediting us $100 towards our stay. That evening Friday, we had to call security along with Thursday. as our neighbour kept slamming the door with safety latch in between the door and sounded like someone was bolting every 5 minutes. Saturday morning we had to call security guard again as the bolting sound was back due to neighbours putting the security latch between the door. That night ended up at the pool. I heard someone next to me sanding. It was so loud. Looked next to me and she was taking a callus remover and scraping the bottom of her feet at a table at the pool. Not how unsanitary and disgusting. I mean, who does this? Then gets up and goes to the side of the pool, washes her feet off, and says, "Man, my feet are hot." Well, mine would be too if I wasn't sitting and sanding down my heels. Needed to say, this was the first Disney Spirits at the hotel. I'll be we are last. I'll stick with the Marriott, and it is. I have photos of everything. Can I just quickly say, you can't blame the hotel for someone doing something as disgusting as that. That's not the hotel's fault, is it? I mean, seriously, that's just a person who's just rude and disgusting. Brad C, the final one, April 2021. Not honest, triple check room before you leave. Thieves. Oh, here we go. You can feel the dishonest eyes lurking around every corner. There is a reason you do not see them at all. They are thieves. Long story short, left my Bluetooth speak pill behind, and of course the investigation was launched. We all know what that means if they say that right away. Art of thieves. Return my items, you crippled little crooks. Whew. Yeah. Okay. Someone has maybe taken it, and that's bad, but someone else moved in the room and took it before you reported it. If cleaners taken it's naughty, but at the same time, how many times do you check the room, really? To leave something like that behind. You've given sleep quality basically 1 out of 0, service and cleanliness for that one thing. I can understand something you own stolen. It's not good at all. I do actually get how they feel about that. But yeah, there's a review. So what we're going to do now is we're actually going to quickly move across on this bumper episode to Google Maps and then get into my review. So here we are. Now we've moved over to Google Maps, as you can see. And as you can see straight away, there's the hotel. This is obviously front reception area. That would be Finding Nemo area. And that is, I would say, the Lion King. And here's the Little Mermaid with a pool there. So 3 pools, and obviously we got the Cars area. As you can see with the lake, you've got a bridge across what can actually take to Pop Century, so you can check out their pools as well. And as we know now, the Skyliner takes you over to a few areas as well. Now, as you can see, there's not really much around it because it's a Disney property. You see there's golf nearby, but just to give you an idea how close Art of Animation is when you get on the Skyliner. That is absolutely excellent for me. But yeah, there really isn't that much to, unfortunately, look on Google Maps. As you can see, the biggest pool is in the Finding Nemo area. So yeah, as I say, there's not really much I can show you around on Google Maps, unfortunately. It's just the way it is. So let's get to Phil's review. Now, this has been an epic long episode because the TripAdvisor reviews, some of them were super long and confusing. But here we go. My review on this place, well, I've stayed 3 times. And as I said, I've stayed in the family suites, all 3 types, Cars, Nemo, and the Lion King. Now, I did allude earlier, I'll tell you which one I preferred. Look-wise, it's the Lion King. It looks really over bright on the pictures online, but it's not actually that bad when you stay in it, and it's probably the most quiet area to stay in as well, I believe. Now, Finding Nemo, for people who want the big pool, that is a great one to stay in. Also, it's very central, near the Skyliner and near front reception. Now, the problem with Lion King is no pool. Little kids play area though, so that's quite fun. Then you've got Cars, a smaller pool, nicely themed with the cones. Now, these are definitely for people who love cars. I mean, if you like the film as well, these are life-size cars there you can get your photos with. I mean, there's so many photo opportunities in this hotel. It's fantastic just for that. Now, the food court, it's not very good. I'm not going to lie. I don't think it's really worth it. Now, if I'm going to be honest, I've stayed here, as I say, 3 times. I've really enjoyed it. It's got table tennis there. The pools are fun. The pools, I believe, especially in the main pool, has underwater music and sounds from the characters and that. So that can be pretty cool. I would say the bar is outside. It is expensive though. And the problem with an outdoor bar is weather-wise. You can't really use it in bad weather. So maybe they should have an indoor bar. But the arcade, I've been in it, never used it. The shop's really good. But on the expensive side though, people. But that's the problem you get when you stay at a Disney resort. Now, when I stayed, the Skyliner wasn't there. And I didn't find the buses too hard. But for people, if you've got a car, as they say, you can drive to other resorts as well. So think about that one. Now, if I'm going to give it out of my star system, and then I'll explain why after them stars, I would actually give this hotel a 4.4 out of 5. I love the Art of Animation resort. It's a great family-friendly resort. Is it for couples? Maybe not, unless you're a massive massive Disney animated movie person. Why has it only got 4.4? You had? Well, here's the reason. The bar should have one indoors straight away. 2, when you are staying in Little Mermaid or something like that, Lion King, or any of them really. If it's raining, there's no overcover. You're going to get soaked trying to get to and from your room. They really should have thought that through. A little over-the-top canopies to the main areas. I mean, the Rose Inn does that. Come on. And finally, as I say, the food court was terrible. Now, they do this on Disney Cruise, this idea, where they have a finer dining restaurant, what you should have to pre-book, I think, and pay for. But they do it on a Disney Cruise line. So they come out in black and white. Now, the walls are all animated videos, TVs, and all that stuff. And it all starts in black and white. So you start there. And through your experience, the colour starts coming into the paintings and the drawings get better. And the waiters and all them lot come out with different uniforms on until the final end. When it's all in colour, they all come out with vibrant colours and that. Now, they've done, as I said, on a Disney Cruise. And being the Art of Animation resort, this would have been an awesome thing to have as well, and a better fine dining place. I'm not talking 5-star fine dining. I'm not talking over-the-top fine dining. But I'm talking, a nicer dining, Italian. We could do steaks, Italian foods, burgers, all that sort of stuff as well. But not the cheap type they do in the food court. So, yeah, 4.4 though is good. I mean, seriously, if they had the other stuff that I was saying, this would have been the closest probably to 4.8 out of 5. So would I recommend this hotel to people? Yes, I would. Now, I hope you've enjoyed this. As I said before, subscribe to Epic Phill on YouTube. Give this video a thumbs up and comment below if you stayed here before and tell me what you thought of it. Or even if you have a hotel that you'd like me to check out for you. Also, check out my other YouTube channel with Simon, what's called Epic Shows, where we do the Epic Florida project, where we took all news Orlando in the entertainment and theme park world out there. Plus, check out Ghost Aliens Beyond and my new show, Rant Sportz. That one is not for children. Anyway, everybody, for this super long episode, I hope you've enjoyed it, and stay safe and see you all soon, guys.